going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to the match day road trip. Man United taking on West Ham, and it's a big one, man. It's a big game. It's a game where we have to get 3 points. We can't afford to mess up the opportunity to gain weight. Do you know what I mean? To gain on the other teams above us, man. Newcastle's starting to cook. They won 4-0 yesterday. They currently occupy the 4th spot. And you can be a bit disrespectful and say they won't be there for long and this, that and the other. But at the end of the day, we've got to take care of ourselves. Chelsea getting smashed. Spurs got lucky in the end. But there's wobbles there, man. There's wobbles. And you know what? We're 2 games behind Newcastle as well. So we can be, what is it, a couple of points off the top 4 with a win and a game in hand as well. So for me, we've got to win. Well, for us, we've got to. I'm sure all you lot agree. And West Ham don't travel well to Old Trafford. I get that. They don't. But these are the games where you see the likes of Chelsea drop points and Liverpool are way out of it now. I know you could argue that, you know, they're done, they're finished. But at the end of the day, we still want a good gap between teams that can come back and teams that could easily go on a run in the middle of the season and put a run together. Just want daylight. And like I said, we need to be catching Newcastle as well, making sure we're right there with them, because they are a little pest that will not go away. These are the days that typically in the past, how many times have we seen it? We don't get the job done. You know, we get a draw. Games like this where we're in a good position. If you could just get that W, it'll put us in such a good position. And historically, we haven't got it done. But you know what? There's a little bit of just confidence about the place now. There's a little bit of like, well, I definitely feel we won't get beat as a basis. I definitely feel we're going to be keeping a clean sheet or conceding 1 goal max. And we just need to go and put them to the sword. And how do we do that? How does Erik ten Hag do that? Marcus Rashford was talking about it in one of his interviews, saying that, you know, he's loving playing for this manager. He feels like we're always going to create chances. This is about being more clinical. Literally talking about himself as well, because that's literally how you'd sum up Marcus Rashford right now. Getting into great positions, playing generically well, being a nuisance to defenders, getting into good positions, but just not being as clinical. And he's right when we say that. I feel like it'll be the same thing again today. Does Ronaldo start? I don't think he does. I don't think what happened will change because he scored against Sharif. I think he'll want that movement, he'll want that fluidity. I think the biggest talking point here is actually what happens on the left wing, because how long can we keep affording to carry Jadon Sancho? How many more chances can you give him to show it from the off before you kind of take him out the squad, give him some reflection time, which would be consistent, to be fair. No special treatment around here, which would be consistent with what Erik ten Hag's been doing in terms of, if you haven't been playing well or you've been getting hooked off, you're going to spend some time on the bench. And you know what? Between Anthony Elanga and Garnacho, I know Garnacho's only 1 game and it's against Sharif, hasn't got the Premier League experience, so you'd have to argue that he's probably, you know, he is behind Anthony Elanga. But Anthony Elanga has proved, you know, he's kept himself fit, kept himself sharp, probably training really well, and did quite well when he came on. So off the back of how consistent Ten Hag's been, with people earning their spot, you would argue, or not even argue, you would say it's fair for Anthony Elanga to come in and start on the left-hand side. Now, there is another option, which I don't think Ten Hag will go with. I don't think he will, but what could Ten Hag think? Okay, you know what? Ronaldo's got a little bit of confidence. Rashford on the left side, going at Kufau or Ryan Fredericks, whoever the right back's going to be, or could be Johnson, I'm not sure. And just go at him, and maybe Ronaldo can be the X factor up front. He thinks we might be on the ball. He thinks West Ham might sit back and try and counter. But I just can't see that happening. But it is another option. We know Anthony's going to start as well. We know that, and he should start. Midfield, I think, is going to be exactly the same. Eriksen, Bruno, Casemiro. I don't think it's going to be anything different to that. Ten Hag likes that midfield. I think that's starting to become our starting midfield, and then you look at the right times to bring McTominay in, you look at the right times to bring on Fred to shore up the game, etc, etc. But I think he definitely starts with that midfield 3. Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof. I think I know in the comments what all you guys are going to be saying, and I agree. I think it has to be Victor Lindelof. I think it should be Victor Lindelof, and it's good to hear Ten Hag say in an interview that he done with Damesh from Sky Sports, he said that now it's time for Harry Maguire to earn his space back. He's happy that he's fit again, but that doesn't mean that he's just going to play. I think the half an hour, sorry, the second half that he got, the second half minutes he got against Sharif, I think he was talking about, you know, Martinez, you know, just needing to stay fresh and stuff like that. So I don't mind. I don't know if he was talking about the bookings as well, but I think that booking is, I think Martinez is 1 game away from a booking, from a suspension. after a booking, I think, in the Premier League. I don't think it was to do with Sociedad. But then again, for him to take him off against Sociedad, maybe it was. I'm sorry, against Sharif. Maybe it was to do with that. I can't remember. But I just think he wants to get minutes in the legs of Harry Maguire, because if he does get suspended with a booking, which I don't want to jinx it, but Martinez is usually high up on the odds to get booked. He always picks up a booking. Not red cards, but bookings. Then Harry Maguire is going to need to be in some form of rhythm to be able to step in. But I think we're going to see now over these next couple games what Ten Hag's real thinking is about Harry Maguire as well. Because if not, what we'll have to say is the fact that Harry Maguire is going to be behind him, behind the likes of Lindelof and behind the likes of Rafael Varane, which it looks like it's going to be that. So let's have a look. We'll see. Winning, I think we get the job done today. I know you guys say don't, jinx it, don't do this, don't do that, flex, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? I told you, I'm a changed man. People are allowed to say their opinion on the channel. And I'm going to go over Manchester United win. I'm going to go 1-0. I don't think it'll be emphatic. I don't think we'll breeze past them. I hope we do. But I'm going to go with 1-0. I think it will be cagey at times. We're not that clinical. We don't blow teams away. We don't, do we? Nice to get the 3 against Sharif, but they were an absolutely awful team. It would be so refreshing, though, to just have a routine win. Not that you get them in the Premier League, because every game's difficult. But just rock up to Old Trafford. Know that we need to get the W. Know what it does in terms of the table. Keep a clean sheet and get out of there and roll on Real Sociedad as well. So yeah, my prediction 1-0 Man United. Make sure you guys keep Owen and the guys on the Match View Company. That will be live at around, I think it's going to be, so we kick off at 4:15, so that'll be 3:45. That's going to start, and then we've got reaction from the ground as well. I'm out of here, guys. See you then. Peace.